Yeah,
sorry, the mic was off. But yeah, so Zach, basically, look, you guys look good the first two maps. You guys come out strong. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the series before against Pointblank was, pretty lopsided. The 3-0 in the end. It does a lot to a lot of teams. It gets a bit demoralising when you've got some teammates that are, putting up some unfortunate performances. But, going into that next series against LOGITECH, they've been a core 4 for a while. Mm-hmm. As you said, you guys are pickups. You're on the best team in the country at the moment, arguably the best player in the country at the moment. Mm-hmm. What sort of things are your teammates like Rain, Salim and Elements, what do they do for you that makes you still a very impactful player, even on this pickup team?
I mean, on this pickup team, like I just basically call out the spawns, tell them like what they should be aiming. But for the most part, they're just sitting here aiming in the right lanes. It just allows me to run off, get kills, which is good.
Yeah, and speaking of Rain, he actually was here for a second. I think now he's dipped. He doesn't want to jump on cam. So, so you guys are now going up against, I believe, Mammoth next.
Yep, Mammoth. It's the third time we're going to play him.
Yep. So, what is the series split between you guys and Mammoth?
Like, as
is
in...
it 1-1, so 1-2 or 2-1?
We've only played him once. We scrimmed him the day before the LAN.
Yeah.
So it was 3-1. We lost map 1 by a couple, 20 points.
Yep.
Map 2, a lot of mistakes. I kept asking my team to throw trophies, but they didn't know where to throw them, like how fast they had to throw them, so I kept getting naded.
Yeah.
And map 3 we played well, but I'm pretty sure map's just going to get vetoed now because they know that we're shit at the other two. So
yeah. And I think
we're going to have to look to take a hard point.
Absolutely, and I think Mammoth, they went down 3-1 against Pointblank. The map 4 looked a bit close. I don't know about the other scores, but where do you guys feel the strongest across the 3 modes at the moment? Is it your
Definitely
respawn?
hard point, yeah.
Yep. So I know you know those guys very well, but what's your favourite matchup of the day here? Like against a team like Mammoth, who do you feel the best going up against in gunning? Like who is your number one focus?
It's definitely got to be Plaz. I've got that guy's number. and Riley actually, but their AIs have been playing good. Mission Spawn have been playing good, but
yeah, I think a lot of players here at the moment who are still in have had really good runs, and you definitely. I watched you guys Friday, and you were definitely cooking them in scrims and stuff. So, that'll do from Zach for the moment. But best of luck for the rest of it.
Thanks.
And if you guys get up, we'll have you back over and have another quick chat. But good luck for the rest of it. So obviously Zach playing with Bandits there, Mindfreak player. He's still on board with them. So we're going to try and find Imagine or Chris from Pointblank. So I'll quickly go run off and see if I can find him, get some questions into him. Just give us a sec, guys, and I'll go see where he is. Alright guys, audio's on this time, my apologies. I know the first couple of minutes of Zach on, the mic was muted, my apologies. So we got Chris, Imagine here. Real quick, congratulations, you guys are now through to the grand final now, I believe.
Yeah, in the grand finals now.
Yep, so just want to ask you a couple of questions. So obviously your Saturday run was pretty well, you guys I don't think you dropped a map.
No, we didn't.
So double 3-0s, and then you guys come in today, what were you guys thinking going in today before your first series?
Just very confident, Just very confident. We've put in the work as a team. We've been grinding very hard. I have a very talented group of individuals by my side, and so, we've just come in confident, play the game that we know, and just hope we do well.
Yep. And I think your first series against obviously Zach, who we just had on, was another 3-0. So your first matches, you come out, you're 3-0 in everyone. And then I believe the Mammoth series I saw went to a map 4. So what game did you guys end up losing, and what were the things that sort of went wrong to result in that loss?
So we lost map 1, the hard point. They 70-point clubbed us. They absolutely put us to bed, and they just played lights out. They played unreal Call of Duty. I mean, so alright, I was talking to boys, telling me who cares. It's one map, just regain. It's very easy to come back on an S&D when another team has a lot of energy because you just play the game correctly. So we kept good comms, we kept composure, and then rest of the series just whitewash them, just whitewash after that map one.
Yeah.
So, we're just feeling good as a squad right now.
That's good to hear, and obviously, yeah, so these guys are now through to the grand final. So it'll be Mammoth and Bandits now playing off against each other.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, you've beaten both teams now, and I know you guys going in with a world of confidence, but who do you guys expect to go through, and who, or more so, who would you like to go through the most of the two teams? Who do you think you'd...
I think Mammoth will go through because, they are an orchestrated team. They've been grinding for a little while. I have a lot of good rivalries with a bunch of those players, so I'm very keen to have another good series with them because I think it'll be good fun. Yeah, some very, very good players, playing on LAN, they're unbelievable. They're unbelievable on LAN, so I think they'll win. I'm very keen to verse them.
I was kind of glad you actually brought up the emotion that you guys go through over there, and I kind of wish the mic was on for it because you definitely would have heard it from here. I mean, these guys are probably, I'd say about 20 metres away. It's not super far, but you could definitely hear Chris. He got up and he let them know at the end of that map 4, and we've had a couple of event organisers come over and say some things over here to the guys, and but at the end of the day, I think you guys are definitely going in as favourites. So without any bias behind it. I think you guys should win it from here, but still a bit of work to do in the grand final. It's a best of 7.
It's a best of 7, but we start one map up as winner's advantage.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure how they were doing that this year, but no, it's good to hear from you. And as I said, keep playing well because I think you've been doing well. And I think even as you said before, all 3 your teammates have they've had their moments through the weekend. And I mean, we saw Corey yesterday have almost 70 engagements on a control map, and Fatty back on the sub. Real quick about that as well. Just quickly ask, obviously, Rain, the move of Rain departing in the team and you coming back on, if you're allowed to say anything about it, what was sort of the discussions leading up to that move that was made for you to basically swap teams with Rain as direct?
No bad blood with Rain or Max. Max and I are very close. Their team just wasn't meshing too well together. Fatty was thinking of the role change. It's just, the way they all played together just wasn't working too well. So, you get Fatty on the role change. You get myself, quicker of an AR to pair up with Cronus, who's very slow, because Fatty was also a very slow AR. It just works out so well, Fatty and Jars on the subs, beautiful, composure together. They play so well, and then Cronus and I on the ARs also work so well together. Just pacing how the roles played out, really.
Absolutely.
But Max, great player, amazing player.
Exactly, and absolutely nothing to discredit him at all. And I think even over the weekend he's played quite incredible COD, and now he's got the ability to go up against you guys possibly in the grand final, and that'd be another little bad blood rivalry there. He's going to want to obviously knock you guys off and let you all know about it. So last question, who do you reckon, in your honest, humble opinion, who is the best player on your team?
Best player on my team.
And why? And you are allowed to say yourself if you believe it is.
No. Honestly, that's an impossibly hard question, right? Because everyone has had absolute standout games throughout the whole weekend. If there was one player, just hard carrying us through, I'd say, it's that guy. But Fatty's had amazing games. Jarzen, as you said before, has had brilliant games. Cronus has had great games. I've just had good games. We've all just had our pop-off games. We've dropped 2 KD, 2.5 KD, just making the right plays, winning all our gunfights. So, I mean, right now, I don't know if we exactly have a standout player. Just all 4 of us just working really well in sync, all playing amazingly.
That's a good answer. I'm sure they'll be happy that you didn't say yourself there. But appreciate you having a quick seat down and a chat. And best of luck to you guys for the rest of the event, and hopefully we can pull it off from there.
I appreciate you for doing this. We all appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. I'm glad the event let me in, to be honest.
Of course, good on them. Thank you guys. Cheers.
All right. And I'll see if we can get, I don't know if they're still hanging around. I'll see if we can get one of the Altered Edge boys if you guys give me just a minute. But I see a couple of them sitting there, so just give me a sec and I'll see if they want to come have a chat. Speaking at the moment, and rightfully so. First of all, congrats to you guys for making to today top 4. Obviously, we saw your last match. The first 2 maps were, not ideal. A couple of slow starts and stuff. But I just want to talk to you guys about sort of your day altogether, but more specifically, what changed in the map 3 to result in you guys winning in a 3-0 fashion?
I'd say for the day, we, coming into Dreamhack, we expected to be top 4. That was our goal, that was the bare minimum. Like, we wanted to get top 4. With the series, or the latest series, playing the first 2 maps and kind of losing in that way, especially map 1, it was like a little bit frustrating. But going into the map 3, we said, look, this could be our last map. Like, let's go out, let's play it, let's enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I think that really just showed, how confident we were on the map. Which, I think the boys did really well. Like, I'm pretty proud of them, and I'm sure the org's pretty proud of them as well, coming back like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we were saying, obviously, I don't know if you guys kept track at the end, but you and Vision combined for, I think it was just over 40 between the two of you. And between Max and Cam, that when we talk about sub-duo, AR duo, you and Viz just looked like different players in that 3rd map, and you guys had so many kills on the map, and you really diluted the gameplay of Zach and Elements. I think had a pretty average game as well in saying that. So I think you guys really pulled it together map 3 and sort of showed, even though they're not an established team, to be able to do that against one of the best, if not the best player in the country in Zach, and then other talents like Rain and Salim and Elements. I mean, you guys surely got to be proud of, at least being able to, obviously it's not ideal to be eliminated to begin with, but to be able to win the way you guys did in that map 3 should be able to, show other teams that you guys have that world of confidence within yourselves that when faced with adversity, you can get to that level. Obviously, how do you guys rate your overall performance? I know you said before the bare minimum was to make top 4, but as individuals, what sort of goals did you guys have outside of your placements that you wanted to be able to showcase at the LAN? And
I think as individuals we wanted to showcase kind of our talent, especially as a team. I feel like I'm sure a lot of other players would understand that there's a bit of gatekeeping in kind of the teams that you can scrim. You know what I mean? The good teams stick to playing good teams, and especially if you don't have the opportunity, it can be quite difficult. So I think for us coming to LAN, it was about proving ourselves and taking the opportunity of playing some decent teams on LAN, and really just making the most of the opportunity and just to enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think overall, even though we've got moments where the players, you guys probably heard it on stream, there's moments where people are getting up and screaming and swearing and stuff. But I think overall, the vibe and the mentality of a lot of the players here has been very, very good. Obviously, we know a few people that are attending have a bit of an online reputation in terms of how they speak and act and stuff, but I think you guys have definitely represented the team well, and I definitely agree with you about the gatekeeping thing with the teams. I feel that these LANs sort of give players that opportunity that online COD doesn't really give you. I know players like Vision, as we were saying in the broadcast, that he's one of those players where, and even Trax for that matter, where if they were at a level playing advantage, they believe that they're better players. And I think that now that they've been able to come here and display that, they can back up everything they've said, and that gives other teams that foresight of, okay, well, they deserve to be here. You know, they've worked their ass off. They proved it on LAN. It continues to help grow you guys as a brand, and I think as a general organisation, you guys are definitely still on the upcoming, and I think that you guys definitely have the potential leading into champs now. You've got your LAN experience in. I'm not sure how they're doing champs, if it's online or if they're doing LAN, but I think you guys have now put yourself in a very good position now to get a similar placing today. And obviously you guys now are sort of regularly making top 8 now. Where do you see yourself at your absolute peak? What are some teams that you feel like you match up best against?
So we're, I think, 8 seed now. I think at the moment we're definitely sitting at the top 8 range, that top 8 to 6.
Yeah.
I definitely think that with enough practice and enough time, we can definitely start pushing into the T6. But at the end of the day, it's just the quality of practice. I think that we have a pretty good knowledge of the game. It's just now really just working on the skills and working as a team together. I feel like when you verse not so good teams, it's kind of, you can get kills and you can just play the game how it is. But I think when you start versing better teams, they really do punish your mistakes. And I think we definitely saw that in our HPs.
Yeah,
so.
I tend to agree there. And obviously, when we had Zach on before, he was talking about the fact that what I asked him what he brings to his team here today and what they bring for him, and he spoke about spawn knowledge and basically sort of directing his team as an IGL, which we don't tend to see in a lot of sub players because they spend more time, running around being menaces and reckless, and they're much faster. So to be able to analyse the map the way he does and still talk for his team is a very valuable asset. And I feel like as you guys have gone on in time, your VOD reviews have gotten better, your strategies on maps, your communication, your teamwork, everything has slowly started to come together towards the end of the year. And obviously, you've had idiot over there break his hand playing rugby, and Steve occasionally has had some internet issues, and then obviously you were added to the roster in place of Hawk as well. And nothing against Alex at all, but I feel like it was definitely a move that made sense. His passion and everything, he was going to leave anyway, but I think you coming onto the team has made a massive impact on the guys, and I think learning from your mistakes today and stuff here, back to online COD, you guys definitely have top 6 potential. If anything, you've got top 4 potential, because you can take maps off of teams like that. And so you've just proven your ability. It's now implementing it in those other 2 game modes and continuing to find what you're bad at and working on it and finding your strengths and being able to improve on them more. But anyway, guys, I'm sure we've chatted plenty now. But any last things that you want to say at all, or just adding comments in general about your weekend or anything?
The weekend was good. I wish there was more people here from the COD scene. I've seen a few people dodging. I'm not going to name names, but it's a good place to finally put faces to the names you see online. So it's been good, and there's been a lot of respect. So it's been a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you guys can't tell, he's obviously wearing some of the AE merch as well. So these guys were supposed to be kitted up. They got some last minute jerseys in. This guy actually went for an absolute journey on, it was the Friday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a Friday.
Yeah, a very, very long day for Az. He spent a lot of time. In fact, I think he got here around 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock. It was a very late turn up, but yeah, you guys ready to go? Yeah, sweet. But yeah, no, appreciate you coming on. Congrats on the finish. Unlucky you couldn't go further, but I'm sure these guys are excited to see you guys more, and hopefully you've given them the belief now that you guys are definitely worth being where you are.
Have a good rest of the stream.
Thanks for coming on. Well, we do have tracks nearby, but I think he's shaking his head at me. He doesn't want to. Yeah. All right. So what we're going to do real quick